The Audient iD48 is, in my opinion, one of the best audio interfaces for anyone looking to build a hybrid studio setup. When it came out, my first thought was, I need this. And luckily, I've been able to test it over the past few months. And spoiler alert, I am really happy with it. And maybe it's a good idea to first explain what I mean by a hybrid studio, because not everyone works like that every day. A hybrid studio is basically the best of both worlds. On one side, you are working in the box inside your computer with like your DAW, plugins, virtual instruments, and on the other side, you got like the studios with like the outboard gear, compressors, EQs, reverbs, you name it. And you can combine these two in like one flexible setup. And that's exactly what the iD48 is designed for. It is perfect for people who are working strictly in the box for years and now want to step into like more the hardware side, like I am doing, but also for people who are used to like big outboard heavy studios and want to downsize into like a smaller, more flexible home studio setup. At first glance, the iD84 might look like just another audio interface in its range, but under the hood there's a lot going on. Let's go through it quickly. You get 8 mic preamps, and these are not just mic preamps, these are the same ones Audient uses in their flagship ASP8024HE console, and they have a 68 dB of gain, and the total dynamic range of the unit is 126.5 dB, so solid stuff. Then you have 2 JFET instrument inputs, 2 ADAT in and outputs, 2 stereo monitoring outputs, then you have 2 headphone outputs with like a separate volume knob, and then this might sound a little bit simple, but you have like this big volume knob. And I really love this because I can just feel which is my main volume. And with like some other units, all the buttons are like the same size and you sometimes have to do clicks which is the one, and now I can just blindly grab the one and change my main output volume, which I really love. And then you have 4 assignable function buttons, and I've got mine set up for some quick action, so I can like mute my main speakers for when I'm recording. I can do a mono check and I can do a phase check. And of course it connects over USB-C. But then the real magic happens on the back, on the 2 DB25 connection. And those DB25s make the iD84 incredibly versatile. You can use them in a bunch of different ways. You can record to like the built-in preamps and then insert a compressor or EQ in the loop. You can use an external preamp and bypass the internal ones, or you can send audio from your DAW back to your analog gear, like a bus compressor, a tape simulator, or whatever flavor you would like to add. And because the loop and the preamps are placed before the converters, everything switches truly in the analog domain, which means yes, you actually hear a click when you change things. Old school, but it's kind of charming. And here's a feature I personally love. Using the control software, you can even loop pedals like delay and reverbs through the loops, and you can make like a separate mix. So when you are working with like piano or synths, like I'm doing lately with a lot of playing piano with like delays and stuff, you can have like your main clean signal, but then also a separate effects wet loop to say on a separate part. And the great thing is, since you don't have to go through your DAW and all the conversions first, it stays with under a 0.5 milliseconds of delay, which honestly isn't hardly or any noticeable. And you might know when you're playing with delays, timing and accurate is really key. So having this really low delay in your signal is really great. So you can play without having that holding you back. So how does it sound? Well, simply put, great. The conversion goes up to 24-bit 96 kilohertz, which is more than enough. No, you won't get any 129 kilohertz and no 32-bit float. Unfortunately, I hope 32-bit float will become the next standard, because I really love it and all the DAWs support it by now. But unfortunately, most interfaces are still in the 24-bit world, but 30-bit float, I really want to become the standard in the future for like audio interfaces. But that set aside, it really sounds great. Then, of course, nothing is perfect. There are two things I do miss on this unit. And number one, it's MIDI. If you're working with like synths and certain effects, MIDI is super handy, especially for like syncing tempo from your DAW. And well, right now I have to use my push 3 to send out like the MIDI clock signal, so I can have all my delays and stuff all synced up. And then secondly, a power switch. And of course, a lot of analog gear also doesn't have like a dedicated power switch, but if you also want to use it like stand-low or like a more simple setup, just having a power switch would be really great to have on this unit. But those are, well, mainly the only two downsides I found out on this unit. So all in all, I think the Audient iD48 is a fantastic interface, especially if you want to work in a hybrid way. It's flexible, it sounds great, and it really opens up your outboard gear without any hassle. So yes, I can absolutely recommend it. And as always, if you enjoyed this video, give it a like, hit the subscription button, and as always, if you like this video, please give a thumbs up below. Hit the subscription button if you haven't subscribed yet to my channel. You can also click here, subscribe, or here for other videos that I already made. And don't forget, the ukulele challenge is going on, so please also check out the giveaway, because you can win some really nice ukuleles before the end of this month. So I will drop a link below, and then see you in the next video.